Hey there, and welcome to Creative Paper Studio. This is Cassie, and I'm coming at you today with a project that you can do in less than 15 minutes. Sorry about the dog. He's excited too. So, this is what we're going to make. Obviously, I haven't decorated this yet, but I have done some stitching on it. I did put a little bit of paper on it just to show you what it looks like. But we're going to make these mini window envelopes. I did see somebody do this on YouTube and thought they were super cute and wanted to do my take on them. So for this project, you need minimal supplies. You need some junk mail envelopes. It doesn't matter if they're ripped or if they're clean, have the tab on them or not, because we're going to make new tabs for most of them anyway. So you're going to need those. A scoreboard may be helpful, a ruler, a pencil, a pair of scissors, and some glue. That's all you're going to need to make these bases. Now if you want to decorate them, of course you're going to need paper of your choice and ephemera of your choice. So these are very simple. You can use any size envelope, any size window. It doesn't matter. I really like this envelope. It comes from the Social Security office. I just like the size of the window, and I have no idea what kind of envelope this was, but I really like these. Hardly ever get them. But you can use any size, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I will show you a couple, and we'll just go from there. So the first thing you're going to need is your envelope, your ruler, and your pencil. Okay? So I like to measure about the same distance from this side to the other side. So that's not quite an inch. So we'll come over here, mark it at the same place, and then I'm going to draw a line. And I'm just using the line on the ruler here at the bottom of the envelope to line this up straight. And that's that. So then I'm going to measure from the bottom and mark that at the top. And then I'm going to add about another inch. And the reason I'm adding the extra inch is because that's what I'm going to make my flap out of. Okay? So then I'll draw this line in as well. And as you can see, this box around my window, it's all about the same size. So I'm going to just snip off this end. Just like so. And I'm going to keep this because, you know, we might be able to use this in a different project. So keep that. I'm going to snip off at the top here. Alrighty, throw that in the bin because we no longer need that. And now we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So on the scoreboard, I am just going to line my line up here with one of my lines, and I'm going to give that a score. Your papers are going to want to try and move, so just make sure you're holding it down tight at the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to come in here at the side, and where I have this marked, I'm just going to go over 3 lines from where I have my line on my board, and then I'm going to score and do that all the way around. And you'll see why this is important in a moment. So I'm going to do this on the other 3 sides. So when you're done, you're going to have something that looks like this. Okay? We're done with our scoreboard. You can set that aside for now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to miter both of the bottom corners. Okay, and then I'm going to miter this top corner right here. So as you can see, we have our score line that comes this way and one that comes this way. We're going to cut this top corner out. So just follow that score line and cut that top corner out. Do the same thing on the other side. Cut that top corner out and then miter your corner. So now we have this. And yes, it's still attached at the bottom and the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a small sliver off the bottom to open this up. So now my envelope should open up all the way. Okay, on the front part, the part that has the window where we made these score marks, we're going to go ahead and fold on those lines. So you're going to want to fold your bottom one up. Fold this side one in. Then this is your flap. You're going to fold it down. And now on this flap, if you want to, you can take your punches or whatever. This is optional. You could also use scissors to do this. I just like to take my punch here and just kind of angle my corners. So you now have something that looks like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off the side on our back piece, and I'm going to snip off this bottom piece as well. And I'm going to snip off where our flap was. Okay, so now we have what looks like this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it back over. I'm going to take my glue and I'm only going to put glue on the one gusset. And this is very important that you only put it on the one hinge, gusset, whatever you want to call it, flap, whatever. So just glue that down. And then on the side that we haven't trimmed yet, we're just going to take a little sliver off of that and open that up. So now our back piece flips the other direction. Gonna go ahead and cut this piece off of here. Take this and fold it in. Give this just a little bit of a trim there. And then I can add paper on the back of this here. And then once I add my decorative paper on the back of this, then I can put glue here and close that up. And then when we flip it over, we'll have a cute little window envelope that we can put in our journal. I just think these are so cute. And of course, that's made with a smaller window. These have a little bit larger windows in them. So let me show you how to do it with a larger window. So I'm just going to use this one. It's the same exact process. So like I said, this is a 15 and under project. You could sit down and make one of these for your journal and it's going to take you less than 15 minutes to do it. So again, I'm just going to measure, bring this over to this side, mark where that's at, use my lines on my ruler to make sure it's straight, and then mark that. So now this has a little bit more on the bottom than our other one did, and I don't want my pocket to be that big. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to mark it at 1 inch. So I'm going to put a line there. And then on this side, I'm going to do the inch to match my bottom. And then I'm going to add about, oh, let's do not quite 1 inch, but almost 1 inch for the flap, okay? So if you notice, I didn't mark anything on this side because I don't need to. I just need the top, the bottom, and this side. Now, if my window were over here, then I would mark on this side of the envelope instead of this side. So let me trim this out. And sometimes your papers can move a little bit because you're cutting more than one at a time, so just go back in and trim it up if you need to. We're going to cut the top off here. And then we're going to cut the bottom off. Alrighty. Again, save this bigger flap because we might be able to use that to make that into something. I'm going to bring my scoreboard back in and we're just going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to score where my flap is going to be. Again, making sure to hold my paper nice and taut because we're going through 2 layers of paper and we don't want them to move. And then I'm going to come around here again and just, I'm doing 3 marks on my scoreboard. That way I know everything is about the same size. Do it on the bottom. Oops. I seem to get off a lot on my scoreboard. My tool wants to run into the groove next to the one I'm actually trying to score it in. Alright, so we've done both sides and our top and our bottom. So now again we're going to come in and miter our corners. Remembering to get rid of this top little square on both sides. Okay, so now we're looking like this. Now we're going to open it up. We're going to fold our bottom flap up. Now remember, we're folding our gussets up on the side that has the window. Fold our side flap in. Fold this in. Then we're going to come to our back side. We're just going to trim off the bottom where that score mark is. Just follow your marks. Cut this side off. And cut where our flap is at off. Okay, so now we're looking like this. Again, I'm going to come in with my glue. Make sure it's not clogged. And I'm just going to put glue on the one side flap. If you wanted to do it on the bottom flap, that's fine. You can do it that way as well. But you're just wanting to put the glue on one flap. Okay? I'm going to flip this over and trim just a bit because I didn't quite get it all. Okay? Now on this side, where your flap is at that we haven't folded in yet, you're going to cut a little bit off. That's going to allow us to open it. Fold your flap in again on the side that has the window. And then we're going to cut this side off on the back. So, now I can bring my punch back in, give a little bit of a different shape to my flap, get all of our garbage out of the way, make sure that closes down, and I could trim the back a little bit. If it seems to want to push it out of the way, or if it's like trying to bubble on you or something, then you know you need to trim it just a little bit. Let's see if I can trim this straight. Alright, so I was able to trim just a little bit off, and now that closes a bit better. With it closed, I do have some that's overlapping the bottom here. You could do this one of two ways. You can just take your pencil and mark it, or you can wait until you glue it shut, but I'll just clean it up while we're here. No biggie, right? Maybe. It's such a small little sliver, my scissors don't want to do it. Alright. So then there we have a cute little window envelope that's going to fit into our journals a little bit better. Again, don't glue your envelope shut until you've put paper on the back of this. If you want paper on the back of it, if you don't want paper and you just want this texture from the envelope itself to show through, then go ahead and close it. Also, if you plan on inking, do all of that before you finally close up your envelope. But I just think that these are super cute and they're going to make a great addition to our journals. So, not sure what I'm going to call these yet. I think I'm just going to call them mini window envelopes. But I really like how they're coming out. And guys, I had my husband go on a hunt and find me some junk mail envelopes so that I could make these. And I'm going to sit here and make these. So, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell. That way, every time I upload a new video, you are alerted of it. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep it crafty. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.